Stop. You are in immediate danger. This isn't a drill. The Labubu doll isn't just a museum exhibit, it's a living nightmare waiting to unfold. And if you're hearing my voice right now, you've already stepped too close to the truth. What I'm about to tell you may be the most horrifying story of 2025. A story buried beneath glass cases, locked doors, and the illusion of safety. But listen carefully, because your safety may depend on it. It all begins inside a museum, a place where people walk freely, trusting that the strange, the old, and the forgotten are nothing more than objects trapped behind glass. Statues, masks, paintings, dolls, harmless, lifeless. At least that's what they want you to believe. The Labubu doll wasn't always famous. It wasn't a pop culture figure or some designer toy collectors fought over. No, the version I'm talking about was never meant for play. It was never meant for children. It was found. In January of 2025, the National Folk Museum quietly unveiled a special acquisition. No press coverage, no flashy ads, just a line of text on their website. Artifact number 2321, origin unknown, acquired December 2024. But those who worked there, they whispered another name, the Labubu doll. At first glance, it looks like a cute caricature. Wide grin, sharp little teeth, oversized ears. The kind of thing that might look silly to most visitors. But if you stared too long, you'd notice something. The grin was too wide. The eyes weren't painted, they weren't plastic. They looked wet, as if something alive was just beneath the surface, waiting. The museum staff noticed it first. A security guard quit only 3 nights into his shift after the acquisition. He told his supervisor he couldn't shake the feeling that the doll was watching him. His exact words, "Every time I walked past that case, I heard breathing. Not from me, from it." Another worker, a curator, refused to go near the display altogether. She claimed that when she leaned over the case to adjust the lighting, the reflection wasn't her own. Instead, she saw herself, smiling with teeth that weren't hers. These were small things at first, easy to dismiss, but then came the disappearances. February 3rd, a school group visited the museum, 30 children, their teacher, and a guide. They all filed past the Labubu exhibit. Security footage shows the kids laughing, pointing, even joking about the creepy little rabbit demon doll. But when the group reached the next wing, one child was missing. A girl, 8 years old. She was seen on camera one last time, standing in front of the Labubu display, frozen, her head tilted slightly to the side. After that, nothing. No one saw her leave. No one saw her take it. She was simply gone. The police searched every inch of the building. Nothing. No forced doors, no broken windows, no trace. The museum tried to keep it quiet, but whispers spread. Parents refused to bring their children. Visitors noticed things too. Strange glitches in photographs. One couple posed in front of the case, smiling. But when they looked at the photo later, the doll's grin was wider, its teeth sharper. And in the corner, faint but visible, was the blurred figure of a little girl. By March, online forums had picked it up. Reddit threads, conspiracy TikToks, even local ghost hunters. They all had theories that the doll was cursed, that it was some ancient relic stolen from a forbidden shrine, or worse, that it wasn't a doll at all but a vessel. One of the most terrifying accounts comes from a janitor. He worked the late shift, cleaning the halls long after the visitors had gone home. He told his supervisor, and later confessed online, that sometimes when the lights flickered, the Labubu doll wasn't in its case anymore. He described finding it once in the staff bathroom, sitting on the counter facing the mirror. Its reflection was wrong. In the glass, it wasn't a doll at all, but something skeletal, skin stretched too tight, eyes black as tar. He quit the next morning. And then, the footage surfaced. Late one night, a group of urban explorers snuck into the museum. They filmed everything, planning to upload a video for clicks. For the first hour, it was all harmless fun, sneaking past security cameras, whispering in the dark, joking about cursed objects. But when they reached the Labubu display, everything changed. The footage, shaky and grainy, shows one of them tapping on the glass. "Look at this thing." He laughs, zooming in on the doll's grin. Another voice, nervous, says, "Don't mess with that. Let's go." But before they can move, the case begins to fog up. From the inside, the explorers freeze. The camera catches their reflections in the glass. But then, there's a fifth reflection. A figure standing just behind them. Too tall, too thin, its head tilting side to side, mimicking theirs. The footage ends in static. 2 of those explorers have not been seen since. Their families filed missing persons reports. The museum denied everything. But the video, leaked online, spread like wildfire. Millions watched. Some thought it was fake. Others weren't so sure. By April 2025, things escalated. Visitors began reporting violent headaches near the exhibit, nosebleeds, panic attacks. One woman collapsed entirely. When she woke in the hospital, she claimed she saw the doll sitting in the corner of her room, even though it never left the museum. Security tightened. The display was moved to a sealed chamber, restricted access only. But still, the doll seemed to move. Here's where it gets worse. A researcher digging into the acquisition found something terrifying. The museum had received the Labubu doll anonymously. No seller, no auction record, no provenance. Just a crate delivered at midnight by an unmarked truck. Inside, the doll, wrapped in cloth, and scrawled across the crate in faded ink were 3 words: "Do not display." Think about that. Someone went through the trouble of delivering it to a museum, but warned them not to show it. They didn't listen. And maybe that's why the disappearances kept happening. Another child, a security guard, a tourist. Each time the cameras glitched. Each time, the last place they were seen was near the Labubu doll. And here's where this story crosses into reality, because these aren't just ghost stories whispered online. The missing persons reports are real. The security guard's resignation letter is real. The leaked footage is still online. And the museum? They've closed the wing entirely, citing renovations. But insiders know the truth. Staff refuse to work there. Entire hallways are locked and abandoned, lights left off, doors chained. But the most disturbing part isn't what's in the museum. It's what's happening outside of it. Reports of people who visited the exhibit just once, and later claimed the doll followed them home. They saw it in reflections, in mirrors, in their windows at night, always smiling, always waiting. Some swore they could hear scratching at their doors, faint laughter in the walls. And the worst cases, those people vanished too, just like the children, just like the explorers. Now, you might be wondering if this is true, if the Labubu doll is really some kind of vessel, some kind of cursed object. Why hasn't it been destroyed? Why not burn it, bury it, lock it away? Here's the terrifying truth: they've tried. One insider, a former curator, confessed that attempts were made. They moved the doll to a storage vault. Within 48 hours, the locks rusted shut. When they cut them open, the doll was gone, back in its display case. They tried fire. The flames wouldn't touch it. They tried acid. The liquid evaporated before it made contact. Whatever this thing is, it doesn't want to be destroyed. It wants to be seen. It wants to be remembered. And maybe it wants more. Think about it. Every child that disappeared, every visitor that never made it home. Maybe they weren't taken, maybe they were collected, added to whatever lies inside that doll's grin. Because here adds the detail that still haunts me. Those who've looked into its mouth up close swear they see movement. Tiny hands, tiny faces, pressed against the teeth, screaming silently from the other side. So if you ever find yourself at the museum, and you see the Labubu doll staring back at you from behind its glass, don't linger. Don't smile, don't even look into its eyes, because the moment you do, it will know you. It will remember you. And sooner or later, it will follow. And remember what I said at the start? Stop. You are in immediate danger. The Labubu doll isn't just a story. It isn't just an exhibit, it's waiting. And the fact that you've listened this far means it already knows your name. Sweet dreams if you can still sleep.